We followed the tree from the first chop to the last stop. And tonight we're wrapping it all up for you. Now, a Channel 2 News special presentation, Alaska's Christmas Gift.
Good evening, everyone, and welcome to Alaska's Christmas Gift. From the Chugach National Forest all the way to Washington, D.C., during this program, we'll follow the Capitol Christmas tree's journey to our nation's capital. Now, displaying a Christmas tree on the Capitol grounds began in 1964, when then House Speaker John McCormick suggested to the architect of the Capitol that a Christmas tree be placed on the west lawn. A live 24-foot Douglas fir was purchased for $700 from a nursery in Pennsylvania. This tree was intended to be a permanent one and was decorated and lighted each year through 1967. That's when a combination of severe windstorms and root damage caused the tree to die. Now, since 1970, the United States Department of Agriculture Forest Services has provided a tree. From Vermont to California, states from all over the country have given a tree to the Capitol grounds. This is the first year it's from Alaska. Now, trees that have sat on the west lawn of the Capitol grounds have reached more than 80 feet in height. It's a tall task to pick the perfect tree, especially in a state full of them. Amanda Vilwalk with the U.S. Forest Service was tasked with that job here in Alaska. For about 3 weeks last October, Vilwalk said she basically combed the entire road system, but it was near milepost 15 on the Seward Highway, just a few hundred feet from the road in the Chugach National Forest. The perfect tree stood, a 74-foot spruce.
As a minimum, we were looking for a tree that was 70 feet tall. So there were some sidebars. But otherwise, I mean, it just has beautiful form, full foliage. There's not a lot of gaps, you know, that would need to be filled. It was just an open grown tree that like grew fast and turned into a beautiful tree.
From cutting down the tree to providing transportation, more than $650,000 in donations from dozens of local sponsors paid for the tree's trip from Alaska to D.C. Now, once word got out where the tree was located, Vilwalk said weeks leading up to cutting it down, it had 24/7 security provided by the National Forest Service. Technically, that's national security. On the Seward Highway, near milepost 15, stood a 74-foot spruce that on any other day would probably go unseen.
It's a wonderful tree, actually. Very beautiful, very symmetrical.
This tree in the Chugach is heading to D.C. to sit on the front lawn of the U.S. Capitol for the whole nation to see.
I think this tree definitely rallies a lot of really good things in the communities, and it really highlights Alaska, which is, you know, a pretty cool thing. Our state is pretty phenomenal.
The search for the tree started last year.
It started last October.
For Amanda Vilwalk, a battle with the elements was something she feared.
Every storm this winter, like we had some crazy storms, and every storm I was just scared that it was gonna come down.
But on a brisk day in October, the tree was still there, ready for its long journey, one that took a long time to prepare.
For the first time ever, the logistics of it alone are extremely complicated.
Yes, it's a great tree. It's very pretty.
So people gathered from all over town.
Are you missing school for this?
Yes.
To finally witness this tall tree get cut down.
This is a pretty good crowd for Moose Pass.
How often do you get to see the national Christmas tree, come from near your hometown? So it's pretty cool.
With the help of 2 cranes, the tree is lowered onto this truck, and an army of professionals. The perfect landing didn't need much luck.
Job's a job. Just get her done.
Now to the nation's capital, with many celebrations on the way, a gift from Alaska that will arrive just in time for the holidays. From Seward, the 74-foot spruce made its way to Anchorage. Its first stop, Cabela's. The tree also made an appearance at Trick or Treat Street downtown. It was the last chance to see the 74-foot tall spruce in its home state before it was lowered onto a totem ship at the port and sailed away to Seattle. Now, when we come back, transporting the tree is an important job.
Job's a job. Just get her done.
On one that only Santa can do, or at least a guy who kind of looks like him. Welcome back. While the tree is meant to bring holiday cheer to all, one state senator used the event to send what she says is an important message to the White House. Senator Kathy Giesel of Anchorage took to the Senate floor during the special session in November to express her frustration with the federal government allowing to harvest a tree in an area where it's banned.
It also feels kind of hypocritical to build a road through a roadless area for a single tree, but not build a road that would ensure proper emergency care for a rural community. So if we really care about Christmas, I suggest we give a present to the people of King Cove, that being a road to an all-weather airport. Thank you, Mr. President.
There's a lot that goes into transporting the Capitol Christmas tree to Washington, D.C., but perhaps the most important job is the truck driver who hauls the huge spruce across the country. That is one man's task, a job he's perfect for in more ways than just having a perfect driving record.
It takes a big truck to carry a big tree, and it's a pretty big deal to deliver it all the way from Alaska to D.C.
Job's a job. Just get her done.
For John Shank, transporting the Capitol Christmas tree is just another day on the job, but one he's honored to do.
Oh, pretty amped. You know, once in a lifetime deal, and, you know, no reason to say no.
John grew up in Michigan, but now calls Fairbanks home.
Oh, how we doing?
He was chosen because of his perfect driving record, as safety is something that's important to him. When he was 12, John's father died in a car accident, and while that hits close to home, safety is vital now. He drives a Freightliner on one of the most dangerous trucking routes in the country, the Dalton Highway.
They've got me logged, you know, over 5 million miles on the Dalton Highway, more than any other driver on the road.
So you regularly drive the haul road?
Yeah.
That's pretty cool. That must be challenging. Yeah.
Yeah, come on, Santa. You want to be in this bunch of women, don't you?
Oh, and if you haven't noticed, he kind of looks like Santa Claus.
I've heard that a time or two.
That's appropriate, considering he's the man presenting Alaska's gift to America.
I says, well, you know, you look like Santa Claus, and you should do it, and it's just one of them things. I says, you're a good driver, you'll get it there safely, and you have to represent Alaska. I'm not going to look behind me. I'm not going to look behind me because I know he's there.
Representing Alaska 1 mile at a time.
Oh, just Merry Christmas to everybody.
After being loaded up on a barge in Anchorage, John met back up with the tree in Washington State. The spruce made history when it officially became the first time the Capitol Christmas tree traveled by sea. It took 4 days on a cargo ship to arrive at its first stop outside of Alaska. From Seattle, the tree's next couple of stops were in Montana. Well, coming up after the break, the perfect tree needs the perfect ornaments, how hundreds of Alaskans help decorate the spruce.
Was another frame of mind that kept the white line moving. Was another place and time that made this country boy feel sure. I don't feel it anymore.
That was Seward-based band Alaska Railroad Company playing in South Dakota. The band traveled with the tree across the lower 48, helping provide the soundtrack for many of the stops along the way. From Fairbanks to Haines, 10 Alaskan artists had the task and honor of making ornaments to adorn the tree. The goal, to help tell Alaska's story to the rest of the country. Channel 2's photojournalist Sean Wilson shows us how thousands of ornaments made its way to the nation's capital.
We got 3 layers right now. We're going to make 12 layers. A little bit more than that. Let's get kind of a, there you go. We're making photo screen ornaments for the Capitol Christmas Tree Project because we want to cover every area of it. How is this table doing? And they're going to be going to Washington, D.C. to decorate the big tree that's coming out of Chugach National Forest. How many have 2 more to go?
It's kind of a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity to be able to help decorate the tree that's going to be in the Capitol.
This next step is kind of critical. See how it's starting to peel? That first layer of paper off basically is all you want to start.
My mom was actually married in this schoolhouse here at the museum, and my Christmas ornament is actually a picture of her wedding party here that took place in the museum here in Wasilla, and so it's just kind of a memorable thing for us, and I think it's a really great way to kind of commemorate Alaska living and you know, our lifestyle up here. I think my mom's going to be really surprised when she finds out, because she does not know this is the photo that I chose, so she'll be very hopefully excited about it.
First time Alaska has been the one to supply the tree and the ornaments, so it's kind of a big thing for us, especially this far away from Washington.
Today we're packing up all the ornaments that has been created from throughout this whole year for the Capitol's Christmas tree that is coming from Chugach National Forest. That was the goal, though.
That's
the
our
original
guess.
goal was to meet about 4,000 ornaments, and I think we've actually either reached it or
Gone over.
Yeah.
There are over 90 boxes.
So this was actually created by one of our, the winners of our Capitol Christmas Tree Ornament Competition. This one was created by Rhonda Horton.
Just so creative how people use what was around them to give a representation of Alaska.
You know, I spent the last year learning so much about the state of Alaska through ornaments that I can't wait to see them on the tree.
Eventually, the Capitol Christmas tree was decorated with more than 2,000 ornaments. The other couple thousand were scattered across various D.C. offices, including our congressional delegation hanging on companion trees from the Tongass National Forest. From delivering the tree to decorating it, it all leads up to the moment it's lit.
Alaskan Christmas trees are special because they are a symbol of Alaskan pride.
Coming up, meet the award-winning essay writer who gets to flip the switch. Earlier in the program, we introduced you to an award-winning truck driver who transported the Capitol Christmas tree across the country. Now we introduce you to an award-winning essay writer who entered a contest to light up the tree. Out of hundreds of entries, one lucky girl from Soldotna got to flip the switch.
Brush, keep your hips to the front. Brush, point those toes, point those tippy toes.
Wherever Anna DeVolve goes,
Close and fist changements. 1, up.
little sister Sarah isn't too far behind.
Up.
Both girls are homeschooled, play music, and both are writers.
I like writing not fiction books because I think it just comes to me easier.
In fact, Anna has already written a few books.
Yeah, I was 4 when I did this one.
So she and Sarah entered an essay contest.
Deep in the Chugach National Forest, a tree gazes up at the northern lights.
The winner would get to flip the switch to light up the Capitol Christmas tree in D.C.
A Christmas tree from the Chugach National Forest is a special symbol of Alaska to the nation.
Anna never thought she would win.
When Senator Murkowski said, "Hi, this is Senator Murkowski. May I speak with Anna DeVolve?" I just ran into her bedroom and woke her up really abruptly and shoved a phone in her face.
I throws back my covers. Anna, wake up! And getting my glasses and putting them on. Here. Okay. Hi, Anna. This is Senator Murkowski. I just thought, well, I'll write it, and I'm probably not going to win because there's a whole bunch of other kids entering. But I did win. This is where I brainstormed and did my first draft.
It took 3 drafts.
First draft.
And 2 weeks to write.
I saw some frost on the window, and I thought it looked like tinsel on a Christmas tree. So I thought maybe I could compare things in Alaska to an Alaskan Christmas tree.
To have an honor and to represent the kids of Alaska, that's a big deal because she does work so hard all the time.
I loved it. I just feel proud of her, and I just want to burst out. Just
screaming about her. The tree lights display the aurora borealis.
Hundreds of kids entered.
Tinsel resembles the Alaskan glaciers,
but it's one girl from Soldotna.
Alaskan Christmas trees are special.
That will light up the tree.
Alaskan pride.
We caught up with Senator Lisa Murkowski in Washington and asked her why she chose Anna's essay out of hundreds of applicants.
When I read how she described the tree as being a symbol of so much that ties back to Alaska, the tinsel on a tree reminding us of the glaciers, and the lights on the tree reminding us is a symbol for the northern lights. And the way that she wove so much of the symbolism back into Alaska was pretty compelling to me. So I announced, this is it.
From Rapid City to La Vista, Nebraska, the tree continued its journey to South Bend, Indiana. At this point, Christmas is still more than a month away, but that didn't stop people in that community to get an early taste of holiday cheer.
This is really cool, knowing that this is going to the Capitol,
and we got to see it first. That's just awesome. To be able to stick your hand in the little cut hole and feel the tree and know that it was a live tree, that was just that's an experience in itself.
People of all ages left their mark on the trailer's banner, adding to the notes from people all across the country. Next stop, Findlay, Ohio, where police escorts and sirens welcomed the People's Tree. The tours stopped at a Chamberlain Hill School where students were able to meet the crew and sign the banner.
It's really exciting because I get to see it and sign my name. And the best part about it is that it's going to Washington, D.C. to put it in the Capitol.
It's like a unity. You know, it brings everybody together, and I think we need more of that.
After more than 4,000 miles, the tree arrives at Joint Base Andrews in Maryland on November 19th. Team Andrews played an important role in helping unwrap, prepare, and stage the tree for easy transfer off the truck before it arrived to its final destination. On November 20th, the tree arrives right on schedule near the west lawn of the U.S. Capitol, still in perfect condition as when it left Alaska. We caught up with John Shank, the truck driver, when he got to D.C. He said the trip went smooth, and if given the chance, he'd do it all over again.
I'm amped. I'm still ready to go. Give me another one, we'll do her again.
When we come back, we take you to D.C. for the moment we've all been waiting for.
3, 2, 1.
The 4,000-mile journey by both land and sea ends, and the holiday season officially begins. From Moose Pass to Anchorage and then shipped to Seattle, this tree has traveled more than 4,000 miles to make it here to Washington, D.C. Along its way, it stopped at more than a dozen communities so that people there could enjoy the holiday spirit of this tree. Now, this 74-foot-tall Lutz spruce from the Chugach National Forest has traveled a long way to its nation's capital, but one many say was worth it.
It's a rainy December day in Washington, D.C., but who cares? It's the holidays. And on this night, Alaskans visiting our nation's capital have something to be proud of.
Like, it's just cool to think that the tree came from where you lived and now it's all the way in D.C.
Hundreds gathered at the U.S. Capitol to honor this year's guest of honor at the annual Capitol Christmas tree lighting ceremony.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen.
A 74-foot spruce from the Chugach National Forest.
Brings to us the notoriety that Alaska, and you know, we all are proud of our state and we love it, so here we are.
It's kind of cool. We've been working on this project about a year and a half now, so it's really awesome to see kind of your baby just been delivered to the Capitol and just see it up and see everybody excited about something that you had a part in.
A big tree calls for a big celebration, hosted by Speaker of the House Paul Ryan and a guest list that includes Alaska's governor, the congressional delegation, and of course, Alaskans.
With this tree, Alaska has shared its blessings with the rest of our country. And believe me, we have enough blessings and snow to make this Christmas wonderfully bright for all of America.
This is a joy for us as Alaskans.
a symbol of Alaska. Tall, proud, another myself, beautiful.
So from the architects team to the Forest Service, to the people of Alaska, to everyone here tonight, I just want to say on behalf of Congress, thank you. You have given us a beautiful tree.
For all the miles this tree has traveled and the time it took to plan, it's this moment.
And I would like Anna to come up here and help me please light this tree.
Everyone here has been waiting for.
3, 2, 1.
The expression on Soldotna 5th grader Anna DeVold's face shows it all. Tonight belongs to Alaska.
I'm proud that everyone came all the way to Washington, D.C., and the tree came too, just so that we could have a Christmas tree from Alaska.
To see the awe of others as they look at it, I just feel an amazing sense of pride.
With perhaps the most prominent location in town, the presence of Alaska stands strong in our nation's capital.
An annual symbol of hope and celebration, this tree showcases how the Alaskan landscape sustains and inspires us, and that is Alaska's gift to the nation. I'm Kaslyn Hatch, reporting in Washington, D.C. from all of us at Channel 2 News. Happy holidays and a Happy New Year.